Hey, listen up, people. We get ready to come back alive again. Please tune in. Uh, Technical difficulties, but we're coming back. Okay. You know what's so funny about this thing is, um, we're forever learning, forever learning, forever learning. You guys won't see my face, but we're forever learning. And me, I've been doing this for a minute, and the thing about it is, I gotta learn that you don't end the stream when prematurely, prematurely. All
Okay.
right, you there, Keith? You
Yeah, I'm
there?
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Jaquan, but but look, always ready, dog. Always ready to do what we do. I pray that the guys that was on, we had a good following, man. I kind of dropped the ball on that, but
Sorry, big dog. It happens. It happens.
yes, sir, yes, sir. I dropped the ball on it. You know what I mean? My fault, Jaquan. I dropped the ball on that one, man. Um,
Oh man, we good. We good, bro. Come on.
yeah. But what were we talking about before we went on?
My brother Barnes was asking me about how I got in the pit. I
Okay,
wasn't. I wasn't an H student. I don't see Brother Barnes.
You there?
he's driving, Bill. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. So I was just talking about. I was in a program called USEP. The reason why I ended up pit because it was in state. I wanted to get away, but it was like I didn't want to go too far. Like if I could get to my mom if I had to. She, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
pit wound up being a good alternative. A couple of my buddies was going to Duquesne University, but I knew I wasn't messing with Duquesne. That was a little bit out my more Ivy League than I'm used to.
Okay.
So so Pitt was a good choice. I had I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did go to Pitt. Wanted to Pitt, so I got a program called USEP. I think a lot of black people was in USEP. Was it Keith? He was athlete, or engineer, or USEP. I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
think he
mean,
was an engineer, huh?
yeah.
That's how I met Keith because I was up there for the
No.
summertime.
Upward Bound and USEP used to bring a lot of black kids into the situation, man. You know what I mean? And they went on. They went on to do great things. See, that's the great thing about it, man. You know what I mean?
They still got USEP there, Keith? You think?
I'm not sure, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, when we were there, Bill, it
Yeah.
was maybe about 15%. Even from my time to your time, it was 50% black. Now
Okay.
it dropped to like single digits, maybe 8% right now. And it is and that's the thing about it is we're trying to, you know, make people aware of what's going on. I'm not sure if it has to do with the youngins not going to pit or the criteria there is kind of like affecting what's going on. You feel me?
I know, but I know most of them schools got to have a minority quota.
No, but
I mean, maybe not no more. I don't know. I thought that should just be, you know what I mean?
hey, Bill, not anymore since they what they do? They did the
Affirmative action.
affirmative action, that suit against North Carolina and Harvard, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's getting ready to come to a point where these Power Five universities, they're going to be like, yo, if such and such ain't got to do with it, I ain't got to fuck with it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So I think it's one of them kind of things. Awareness, you got to be on top of it. Look, the people joining us right now, I apologize. I dropped the ball. I should have switched up, but I didn't. But I'm learning. I'm learning. That's what I'm doing. I'm learning. All right. Well, look. Let's do this. Let's talk about the negatives, the stereotypical points when it comes to the military and HBCU compared to PWI. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about. HBCU. What is the most, and Jaqar, you can answer this, and Keith also. What is the most predominantly critique that HBCU, me and you talked about it last night, Jaqar, HBCU had when it comes to students going there? And to remind you, Jaqar, what we spoke about is living conditions. How people are eating, how they're sleeping. Because that's important. That's very important to our community. I'm going to mute you for a minute, Keith. That's important to our community. So what do you think, Jaqar?
Yeah, I mean, the living conditions were, I'm not going to say they were substandard or anything like that. It was what it was. I'd already been accustomed to adjusting to my environment, when I got there. So when things like let me see, we had a winter storm my sophomore year. I forget what year it was, but no, was it 2002? Yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2002. We had a winter storm, and the electricity on the whole campus was knocked out, man. And what are we to do? Everybody just bundled up and slept all day and went to the cafeteria and ate cold food until everything was fixed. It lasted probably about a week and a half. It was it was bad. People was talking about the money they parents spent on the school and everything, and that's obvious, man. Yeah, everybody spent money to go here, so the loss of comfort, the loss of class time, it's affecting everybody. But in all actuality, what it's doing, man, it's also preparing you for hardship. On your journey, to success, whatever path you take, you gonna come up on obstacles. Sometimes you're not gonna get no sleep because you're gonna be pursuing what you set out to pursue. You're not gonna get a full meal every day. You're only gonna get so many hours of sleep. That's life. So even though it was definitely a con, that situation. I I I I lived through it.
So,
Resilience.
Jaqar, let me ask you a question. You had to pay that money, right? Now, the fact that you ignored the fact that you paid so much money to go to that school, was it gratitude that you gave it a pass?
Absolutely. When I enrolled in North Carolina Central University, the only direction I had, the only thing that I really knew, the only concrete thing that was in me is I knew that I had to establish myself. I had to establish something for myself, and North Carolina Central afforded me the opportunity to do that. So any hardship I endured, during that time, it only added to the finished product you see today. You
But they
know,
say, they say that what don't kill you make you stronger.
absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Okay. Hey Keith, I want to go last because you have a different experience. But Bill,
Yeah.
your point of view, and we're talking about what you see as the negative as going to a predominantly white institution. Do you see a negative? Because
Yeah.
Jaquari spoke on the living condition. Let me just say this. I'm sorry.
No, go.
No, Jaquari, because Jaquari came down here and went to school, and he was living with us until he went to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jaquari had to move into, because of asbestos, Jaquari had to move into a hotel from the dorm room, right? The fact that he was a grown man, he was going to adapt anyway. You feel what I'm saying? But if he was 18 years old, the fact that he had to deal with that, right? So I said that to say this. Bill, was it any point when you went to the University of Pittsburgh that you felt your mother and yourself was wasting your money?
Not because of the facilities though. For me, it's not me personally drinking too much, partying too much.
No, nothing personal, Bill. I'm talking about the university.
Um, I would say, um, I think the class was just really too big for me. I
Okay.
think if I went to a small like a HBCU, I'd have probably got more out of it. I mean, I survived. I passed, all that. You know what I mean? But as far as the educational part, I'm probably more of a hands-on learner. Like I'm more of a a learning more cozier environment. And Pitt was like I skipped classes and stuff like that because the professors really didn't care. They would just go up there, lecture. You can walk out, you can sleep, you can leave. Wait for sure they might have given me more discipline to be more of a, to do better. You know what I mean? So in that case, as far as the facilities go, I think the facilities was fine at Pitt. I mean, I had no problem. I mean, we had a gym, we had a great gym, we had weight rooms. I mean, weight room probably now is unbelievable. The cafeteria was awesome. The food was awesome. I thought it was pretty good. At least pretty good. So I mean, as far as anything, it may be more of the educational side of it. But I probably could have got more out of a more cozy environment with professors who appear to care more, who make me hold me more accountable. Is what I'm looking for, maybe. But
Okay.
with big colleges like that, they don't really hold you accountable. It's just like, you know what I mean? You're a number. You're a number.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
Like
that's
Good
my
point.
people,
Good.
my people went to Lincoln, and she knows all our professors. She go to homecoming. She know our professors. She know the janitors. She know the cook. At Pitt, I can't tell you nobody except my boys I ran with, and maybe a couple of the guards at the desk. I might know a couple of them, but I don't. You know what I mean? It's more of a number at a school.
Okay.
yeah. And I just wanted to say, just to piggyback off of what Bill said. I mean, like at Central, there was no sleeping in classes.
Mm-hmm.
You were required to be in classes. You did develop those relationships,
Mm-hmm.
with your professors or whatever. I graduated cum laude, but I had a D in algebra and college algebra. It was a mercy D.
Right.
Okay.
My teacher had come to several plays, and she supported the theater department. Now I'm not saying she gave me a break because of that, but she definitely found out what the rest of my grades were,
Right.
and she understood that I had a problem with math, so she gave me some grace. You know what I mean?
Okay. So Keith, before we come to you, because I want to come to you, Bill and Jaquar, what, in your opinion, would you feel? Would you feel as far as Bill, you going to the PWI. Bill, Jaquar, you going to an HBCU. What did you feel the most important?
Got an extra too.
Hold on. What do you feel the most importance that it came to the institutions you went to? What was so important about Pitt that you came away with? Jaquari, what do you feel Central was that instilled in you as grown men? You know what I'm saying? What did you take away from those institutions? We'll go with you, Bill, first.
That's a good question. So I went to a white high school too, West Catholic. It was in the inner city. There's a lot of poor white boys there, like Irish boys in the neighborhood, South Flake boys and Southwest boys. So I went to school where I played football. I was on a football team at West Catholic. Then we might have been 4 black dudes on the team. I might have one of the 4 black dudes on the team. And so I knew how to carry myself around white boys, you know what I mean? Around different races and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I guess the biggest feeling I got out of Pitt that I accomplished that I could learn, and I can learn in different environments, because Pitt was I studied in black studies as a minor, and those classes were a lot smaller and cozier, like we talked about. And I had classes like statistics with a guy who could barely understand what the fuck he was talking about, bro. Like, I could understand nothing he was saying, and I made it. So I guess to sum it up, I guess the fact that I can be me and do what I have to do and survive in a white world. Is that the word I'm looking for? I mean, a world where our people are not predominantly, numbers, and made us it probably helped us become even tighter and more stronger together, because we were so outnumbered.
Okay.
If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that's what I think Pitt gave me, like, just a way of, it made me stronger in a way. Like, I knew that I was stuck out in this big ass college with professors didn't really care. It made me stronger. It made me more self-efficient. Like, I made me be able to take care of myself, I guess.
Okay.
And not be under my mind. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hey, Keith, we're gonna go to you. Just stay mute right now, because we see you en route to where you're going to. Jaquari, talk to us about it, baby.
It was a couple things, actually, man. First and foremost, I would say having the opportunity to go to an HBCU, the whole process instilled in me the expression of, me expressing leadership. You know what I mean? Because I'd always seen myself as a leader, but with certain situations on campus or whatever, I was actually required to step up, because I was older. I'd been in the work world, so I kind of knew. Well, I definitely knew some of the challenges that my younger peers were going to be facing. When they graduated. When I first got to campus, I had the impression that the faculty and the administration wanted to kind of coddle young black people.
Okay.
But throughout the process, I understood, I understood the methods to their madness. In other words, it prepared, as far as putting myself out there and letting people know that I have my own agenda, I have my own goals and everything. It was really instrumental in doing that. And helping me establish that. And within those goals, my own personal goals or whatever, it showed me how to work with other people who had their own personal goals. And, it was a situation where we could all achieve things and get what we worked for.
Okay.
And I had that in me before I went to Central, but Central provided me an opportunity to to put those traits into action.
So you had lab rats then.
What was that?
You had lab rats. You had people that you can apply this theory to.
Yeah, to and with, yeah.
Not in a negative sense, but the fact that you had people that will listen to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're gonna mute ourselves when Keith come on. But Keith, talk to us about, because you was in military, and military is basically, it's not about college education. What it's about is being taught to protect the country. And not to be too morbid, but to take lives and to really and truly put yourself in harm's way and understand that you're putting yourself in harm's way. Okay? So talk to us about that, just the cons of it and the pros of it, and just elaborate on it, if you can.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. The first thing I'm gonna say is the military it's another whole world, just like the civilian world we live in now. It's its own world. That's why in the military we refer to this as the civilian world, because in our world there's people in there that you get up and go to work. And when you go through the basic training and all of that, that's when they're teaching you survival skills and things like that. And depending on what your job is in there, you still get more training. You get different levels of more training of that. But the average person that get up, you'll be assigned a specialty. You could be a truck driver, a cook, a mechanic, uh, supply clerk, you name it, a nurse. Just depending on what you're doing. All of us have different jobs that we do. And collaboratively, it makes up the military. You have engineers. You got guys that come out, like if we go out in the woods, I'll say the woods, but we would call it the field training. And you had guys like if it was a lake or something, they could sit there and they build showers off the lake. They do it in hours. They put a shower of toilets, the whole 9 yards together. Very impressive. I mean, you go in there, it's privacy, it's in a tent and all of that. But I mean, all of those different skills come together collaboratively, and everything is mobile.
Hey,
So
hey,
I just
Keith,
wanted to set that up, huh?
Keith, what branch were you in, bro? I'm sorry to cut you off. What branch were you in? You
I
go
was in
back
the
to me.
army.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I was in the army,
You was infantry?
and
You fought and all that in the war?
no, that wasn't my specialty. They train when you go on basic training. That's what it is. They training everybody for infantry.
I got you. I got
It's pretty much infantry training. Then after you complete the basic training, they'll send you off to do your job,
you.
which
Okay.
some people, it was called 13 Bravo. If you were 13 Bravo, that's what you did. You were infantryman all the time. You just trained for combat. But the majority of the people that went in, they were going in for some specialty skill they could use when they get out in the civilian world. Okay. What was the rest of that question? What was oh yeah, the pros and cons.
Yeah, look. This what I need you to do. Talk about, because of knowing you for the last 23, 24 years.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to cons, right? Because you are, when it comes to individuals and supervision,
Uh-huh.
you are very resistant to it. Tell me why you were resistant to it in the Army.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was if the rank structures, some of them had an arrogance with their rank. That's what I had problems with. If you outranked me, or even you didn't really outrank me, but I felt like you were looking down on me. You had an arrogance with it. Yeah, I won't give you anything. I was going to resist that. So that was, and it was quite a bit of it. Like, I would call you by your rank if you outranked me. Say if you were officer, I had a problem with a lieutenant, and I would always call him lieutenant. I never call him sir. And everyone else would call him sir. Blah blah blah, whatever. Yes, sir. I'll say yeah, yeah, lieutenant.
So Keith? What's the significance of that? What you just said?
The significance of it is that they would actually. There were a lot of people in there that would control your advancement. They would control your opportunity. You put in requests for schools and different things like that that would help advance your career. To get promoted, you needed cutoff scores, so you had to have good write ups from your supervisors and everything. They had control over that, and that was a con of it. So you could be actually a grade A soldier, and if you had someone that didn't like you or something, they could keep you from advancing. And the only way you could get away from it was to put in a request to go overseas, get transferred, and go overseas and get a fresh start, and then come back someone differently, hopefully. So that was a con.
Okay. Okay. So next
Uh,
question. Next question. We're gonna stay with you, Keith.
mhm.
Um, would you recommend your children?
Would I recommend what?
Would you recommend your children or someone who would listen to? Would you recommend the military to them? And if you would or wouldn't, why?
Yes, I would, because your experience may not be mine. Uh, and the people that I have referred to some people, even when we were at East Wake, and I always would tell them, I said, go in the reserves. I said, because you don't have to be there every day. Go in the reserves and see how you like it. Because the reserves, if you don't like the military, then you only have to go like once a weekend, a weekend out of the month. You
Can
go
I ask you
active
something?
duty, you got to be there every day.
Can I ask you something, Brother Keith? You don't mind?
Uh huh.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
There's a lot of external benefits of the military too, like educational, housing.
Uh-huh.
I went to a handboard house with the GI Bill, right? And stuff like
Yes.
that too, right? Yeah.
Yes. And that was my initial motivation.
Right.
Because in my mind, I was going to be a professional football player. So that's how it all started. As far as
Okay. Okay, Jaquari, we're gonna go to you because Keith is on fumes right now. And
I'm on fumes.
you're on fumes. I know you don't want to badmouth the military. So we're gonna let you off the hook right now. Jaquari. Jaquari,
Mm.
when it comes to HBCU and you had somebody, would you recommend them going to an HBCU right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. I really would, especially with uh, affirmative action in PWIs being killed. I think it's a loss. It's definitely a loss, but it also presents a tremendous opportunity, to get our kids back on our campuses. I mean, there was before the educational system was integrated. There was definitely traditions of educational excellence at HBCUs. I'm not saying that there's not now, but when when you went to Morehouse, when you went to Spelman, there was a standard, at least among us, that we had a good feeling that you were going to meet. So yeah, I would definitely, I definitely recommend that young people go to college and live on campus.
Okay.
Can everybody afford it? Well, no, but that's what the grant system and the student loan system is for. I mean, I took out loans. I maxed all my loans out, knowing that I was going to have to pay for it. But it was an opportunity that I had to invest in. If you don't invest in yourself, then what's the use of having dreams if you don't make the investments?
No doubt. For the future, Jaquari,
Mm-hmm.
let the youngins that's going to see this podcast, because they will, let them know what it means to be on time when you max out your loans. What does it mean to you personally?
It means to me personally
To be up, I'm talking about as far as credit wise, what does it mean to be on top of your loan?
oh well, I mean, credit wise, I mean, the one thing you've got to understand about college money, college loan money, is that they are going to get it back. Doesn't make a difference. How long you put off working doesn't make a difference. How much you can pay, because they will make arrangements. You are going to pay that money back. If you don't pay that money back, then you will be put into arrearage. And I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but arrearages will affect your credit, the bottom line of your credit, just like a bank loan. If we have we have enough good faith in you to loan you this money for you to get to the next level of your life, then we have an expectation, a very high expectation, for you to pay this money back.
Okay, Jaquari, let them know that when it comes to your loans, when you're on time, what will it affect? Let them know. This is I'm getting. You know what I'm getting at?
Your credit score?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't really want to put my credit score out there, bro.
No, I'm saying to you, how does it affect your credit score? Is what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to let the people know. You know what I'm saying? Just let them know. Just give them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
is it positive? Is it
positive?
Is it negative? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but just like any other loan, man, it's definitely positive when you pay them on time. And yeah, I mean, if you're late, you need to make sure that you make arrangements to make payment arrangements or whatever, because it could definitely, mess your life up, mess your credit out.
Okay.
My wife, she take care of all that, man. I don't know nothing.
I get it. I thought you knew, but we good.
Bill, you should have asked me before you went before that.
Yeah.
That's some shit. But go ahead.
You know what's crazy about student loans and credit? I deal with college kids coming out of school all the time with student loans, whether they have deferment or you're paying them, whatever. It doesn't give you a credit score though.
Why not?
It doesn't give you a credit score if you're paying them.
But they do look at it though. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but I've seen people pay on their credit score on their college loans and still not get approved loans. They're paying their college loans on time, right point. credit to get another loan, you need car, housing, or credit cards. Actually,
But that's my point though. When you're in college, guess what they do? They come and seek you out when it comes to those credit cards, right, Bill?
yeah, I'm a victim. Yeah, I'm a victim.
Yes, sir. And see
Citibank
what it
Citibank-
does is it speaks to the fact that what you're doing as far as your credit cards, and then it jumps to what you're doing when it comes to your student loans.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
All
right.
right. Well,
You're right.
look, ladies and gentlemen, Bill and Bill, shout out.
I sell cars for a living.
But the shout out. Look, first of all, Bill is he's a top-notch salesman when it comes to cars. Tell him, shout your place out, man. In the Philly area, go see Bill, and he'll take care of you.
We got pre-owned cars from 5,000 up to 80,000. Range Rovers, Buicks, whatever you want, we got it. Fella Auto Group in Springfield.
There you go. Let's say it again for him, Bill.
Fella Auto Group in Springfield, PA. Right outside of Baltimore Pike, right outside of West Philly.
That's what's up. Go see Bill. Go see. Hey, look, ask for Bo personally, and he's gonna take care of you.
I got
Bill,
it.
When it comes to going to the University of Pittsburgh,
yes,
talk to him about it, man. If you were to promote the University of Pittsburgh, what would you do for it? What would you say? What would you sell these young men and women on going to the University of Pittsburgh?
I probably wouldn't as much as I would have 10, 15 years ago. Now I look at it a whole lot differently, and maybe I don't know, maybe I shouldn't. But me personally, now I think our children should go to HBCU. I wish I went to HBCU. I think we need to stick with our culture, stick more together, and learn more about each other, and learn how to work together and live together, because that's what other cultures do. Not being a racist, not like that, but everybody else supports their people. We don't support our people. If we go to HBCU and buy and get more, we don't have banks. We don't have banks for people to get loans. The people, the smart young men and young women of America now, the black ones went to HBCU, we could build something incredible. There was some great minds at Pitt, some good people at Pitt. I learned a lot from Pitt. I learned how to live on my own, learn how to deal with different cultures. But now I would probably recommend go to HBCU. Unless it's something specifically you're looking to do that Howard or Hampton or North Carolina Central can't offer you, I would say go to HBCU.
Okay, so Bill, your career at Pitt was a pretty good one.
It was.
As far as grade wise. So
okay. I have my
no. Listen to what I'm saying to you. The fact that you were successful at the University of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Why would you? And I want you to just reinforce what you just said. Why would you recommend young men and women to go to a HBCU?
It's a culture thing. It's more of to me, it just seems like you can learn more. Our black professors in the smaller colleges like that give you more than what those bigger colleges give you to me. I think I could have learned more at HBCU. I think I could have been more refined at the HBCU.
I could have been a contender.
Yes. I could have been more refined at HBCU. I could have been more aware of things that Pitt may not made me aware of. I got some great friends. I hung with we all hung together. I learned some great things. I had some great friendships that I would never have made anywhere else, maybe. But other than the friendships that I built, as far as the educational component, I believe I could have got more out of HBCU. I can't really pinpoint why. I think the culture was better for me. I think we learn to respect our people more. We learn to respect the people and the inventors and the people who created the United States we live in. And I just think that we learn more about ourselves going to HBCU than the white college. Okay. I even went to a white high school, so most of my culture stuff comes from my neighborhood and that I was taught of what I see. But going to HBCU, I think, gives you a more feel of who you are as a brown skinned man or
So
woman.
let me just say this: that everybody on the screen tonight was raised by a baby boomer, and baby boomers saw life differently. Basically, where they understood the educational part of it, but also they taught the survival part of it.
Mm-hmm.
See that's kind of why I wanted to really touch on this subject tonight, because the thing about it is what I think, being a baby boomer and also Generation X, you guys or whatever, we don't have the kind of conversations we should have with the younger folks. I'm not sure if it's being standoffish or the simple fact that we don't get the opportunity to have these kind of conversations that we had with our older generation. You know what I mean? And I understand if you don't agree, you do agree. You know, this is my opinion about it. It's the fact that we don't have the kind of conversations that we should have, like we receive. You understand what I'm saying? And see, the thing about it is, knowing knowing Bill, knowing Jaquari, knowing Keith, I've seen you actually have these kind of conversations with the younger generation. So I'm speaking to folks that's going to have the opportunity to see this actual episode. Like the fact that we get into our own feelings, like this young pup, he ain't listening, so damn him, and and the fact that we're taking the easy route out of it. You know what I mean? So before I get off here, one last question. And it's a simple question. What do you see? Guys, what do you see is the main problem between the generational gap between us and the younger folk right now? And we'll start with you, Bill.
He's gonna say it.
Okay, Jaquari.
All right, Corey, go ahead. Talk with her.
What do you think?
I think we put emphasis on the concept of hard work, and but I think in a sense we don't really convey that, you know, no matter what your life situation is, man, you know, you're gonna work hard at it. Now that's, you know, be that positive or negative, you know, because I've come in contact with a lot of people, a lot of young people in my life who work hard to fuck up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And just, you know, getting the message through to them that, you know, if you work hard as hard to be successful in a positive way as you did to fuck up, you could pretty much write your own ticket. It takes commitment to live, you know, a life outside of the law. It takes commitment to you know, put yourself above everybody, and you know, in every situation, you know, just like other traits that I've talked about on previous podcasts, man. You know, people aren't usually born humble, man. Humbleness is something that's got to be taught, you know, from the right people. You know, if that answers your question.
Well, I agree with you, but you got to be humble to be able to teach humble.
Yeah, that's why I said that's, you know, you gotta learn that lesson from the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm. Yeah. I think what Christ made a lot of sense, because I had a real old school mom, and like, you know, an old school uncle. So I was kind of young. My family was older than I was, my sisters. So I was raised old school, and they was about respect and and going to school and working hard and getting a good job and getting a pension, all that traditional stuff. But I respected I respected my elders. I respected people before to be a bum on the corner drinking a bottle of wine or a drug dealer or my old heads in college. That's why I call them people like Big Dog, my big bro, shit like that, because I respect when people. I listen. I always listened. Did I always take heed? Maybe not, but I always listened. And I think, and I knew I didn't have all the answers. I knew I was a pup trying to become a big dog in this world. That's how I wound up in Schumann Center, listening to Big Keith. I always, I always I try to listen and respect my elders and respect people and open the door for ladies, help the old lady across the street with a chopping bag, and shovel the old heads people next door, shovel their snow and not take no money from them, things like that. Well, this generation now is about, to me, a little more me. I don't know, it's because they got younger parents. So I just think there's a big gap as far as respect. I teach my kids to respect people. I watched my son one day, we walking somewhere, he walks right in front of a lady and say, excuse me, bro, you didn't say excuse me. Well, I didn't see her. You didn't see her. How you didn't see her? I saw you. How you didn't see her? So things like that. So I think it's more young people now, they think they know it all, they think they got all the answers. For me, it's about more respect. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I always try to listen and take heed.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And me.
But Bill,
Go ahead, Jaquan.
it really don't help the situation, man, when you're dealing with a generation who can Google anything, man.
Yeah.
And believe that they have the right answers, man.
Yeah. Right.
But you can have the right answers and not have the experience and totally fuck a situation up. That's what they don't
Yes, sir.
understand.
Yes, sir. Or learn from Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always there for the actual interaction.
Mhm.
You can Google shit all fucking day, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to the logical, because Google is about logic. It only goes off of what is told, what is seen. That's what Google is.
What is fed into it.
That's it. So me personally, sometimes I understand it is what it is. So if I Google it and it's like, boom, that makes sense, then I'm going with it.
Right.
The thing about it is, if it's room to understand for interpretation. Like, yo, I get it. That's black and white. But hold on, you live in this. So even though it's black and white, you can give this a pass as a human being. You know what I mean? So I believe in conversation all the fucking time, right? Now, understand I'm human, so I'm going to react in a human way because I enjoy my comfort zone. You understand what I'm saying to you? I enjoy my comfort zone. And you pushing me past my comfort zone, then I got a problem with you. You feel me? But the thing about it is this. I'm always willing to listen to a younger person as long as they're not trying to take away, because I'm gonna give you the benefit. And also, if you don't feel threatened, so you ain't talking, you ain't giving me the threatening energy. You know what I mean? Because we gotta humble ourselves to listen to a motherfucker. That's what we gotta do. I'm sorry. Even though I feel like you stepping on my toes, I'm gonna give you that benefit and that uncomfortableness that you stepped on my toe, and I'm gonna give you the option. Now I'm ready to like, yo, fuck that. Yeah, you stepped on my toe, and I understand where you're coming from, but yo, do you understand where I'm coming from? You know what I mean? That's all.
And it does. It does all definitely boil down to individual motivation, man. I mean,
yes, sir. Yes,
when
sir.
I had to realize when I'm talking to young people, it's not about me. It's not about me. So therefore, I need to hear the entirety
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
of their viewpoint.
yes, sir.
No, I can't.
Even if I think it's bullshit, I'm gonna
Yeah.
listen though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And you know what's crazy, right? In Philly right now, they passed this law, right? I don't know if y'all heard about it. I don't know if it's called a law, D. Keith. It's called where now these young boys wear the Pooh Shiesty mask. You know what the
It's
ski
it,
mask?
it's an ordinance. Yes, sir.
It's an ordinance, right? An ordinance, right? I'm sorry, ordinance, right? It's an ordinance, and they're having a big fight about it. And see how with the youth and all that. And I
Man,
was, I
first
was
of all, let me say this. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bill.
all right, go ahead, dog.
But if you got people dropping bodies and they got those masks on,
Right.
you gotta understand why that's a knee-jerk reaction. Like, yo, we gotta at least stop it from the beginning. Where I understand you messing up the kids' rights to wear that shit, right? But if you got shooters wearing it, well, you just gonna allow them to do it, and then it happens. Then you like, yo, we didn't want to infringe on their right. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bill. Go ahead.
No. You're kind of right. You're right. No, you're definitely right. The young boy, because they walk by job, they come up. They always walk by job. We talk to high school boys. Suburban, he's a Springfield boy. Suburban. It's our fast. It's our right to have fashion. You know, you ain't coming. You was a young boy here. You ain't had something that was different. I said, yeah, we wore jeans out, inside out. Remember that big dog? Me,
Yeah.
felt, but
Yeah.
we wouldn't. But nobody would turn their jeans inside out and shoot nobody either. But rob no liquor stores, or rob no convenience stores either.
Yeah.
Or carjacking or raping nobody either. Right?
Yeah.
You read what just listen. It's not a fashion statement to wear a mask to cover your face in the middle, especially in the middle of summer. Like you talking about 10 degrees outside in Pittsburgh by the in the Three Rivers. Okay, I get it. It's cold outside, you're skiing, whatever like that. But come on, man, that's just annoying, man. And I think that type of stuff annoys me because how you say a ski mask is fashionable? A full shot man. You just probably some dickhead ass rapper, excuse my language, some nut ass rapper who told you it's cool to wear it.
And Bill, he's famous for wearing it for shooting.
Yeah, right.
Come on,
It's
dog.
I mean, but just playing devil's advocate. I mean, how many public officials have you guys ever seen dab? You know what I mean? And it was a while before I even knew that was a drug reference. That's how popular that motion. That's how popular that motion was.
Of course.
You see athletes do it too.
But look, they don't do it no more because they found out what the fuck it was. You see what I'm saying? Well, you made a great point, Jaquari, right? But when they stopped doing it because they saw what it represented.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just. I mean, my issue with the whole mask thing. I stand with you guys. You know, from a positive standpoint, I absolutely stand with you. But if you are going to put something on the law books that says that it's illegal to wear a mask over your face, I mean, doesn't that just open the door to another facet of profiling? You don't think?
Yeah, Jaquari is knee jerk. There's no doubt about it. But you gotta stop. See, that's the thing. It's like a catch-22. You gotta stop. You sticking the thumb into the fucking dike when the water is overflowing on the top of it. How do you stop it? So that's a knee-jerk decision to throw that ordinance out there in Philly. You feel what I'm saying? Because these guys are getting away with murder because they got their face covered up. So what do you do? And I'm really and truly genuinely asking that because I don't have an answer. But what do? You're trying to stop this. That's all.
I understand.
Well, let me knock my thing down. Go ahead. Yeah.
I understand. I mean, but
watch out, Blue. Watch out.
Don't you think? Don't you think? something as simple as something as simple as a COVID mask could basically serve the same purpose.
Look, let me tell you something. The crazy shit about it is they was worried about the COVID mask, my guy. Think about it.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. They were worried that they was like, yo, the only reason why we ain't saying shit about this because COVID is running rampant. But
the health issue.
But as soon as it started to seemingly come under control, they're like, yo, what the fuck we gonna do about these COVID masks? These motherfuckers come in here grabbing up shit and running out the door, and you know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all.
You know, like Jacoy, I kind of agree with you. But living in the city long enough, and you saw the young boys running in the city with ski masks going robbing and doing crazy shit on. I see why they had to do it. You had to do something. You got people scared to come out their house at night, bro.
Yes, sir.
You got people scared. You got people scared to get gas a certain time of the day. You got people scared to, to walk across the street, old lady looking like a victim, and some clown some little skinny young boy walking to you with a man. You don't know what are you gonna do. Yeah. They were using that shit as intimidation and getting away with crimes. Now, unfortunately, we all know one bad apple spoiled a bunch for everybody else, right? Out of 10 boys with a mask, or maybe 2 committing a crime. So still.
And good point, Bill. So let me ask y'all a question. And then we're gonna tie this thing up. Because I was waiting for Keith to come back, but Keith is busy. Let me just tie this up, right? If you were in the right mind as a youngin', right? And you know the Pooh Shiesty, I hate the fact that they even named it after this guy who locked up in prison because of that crazy shit, right? But he got the Pooh Shiesty, right? Why if you got some sense about you, youngin', a young boy, right? Why in your heart you got a problem with people got a problem with you wearing this shit in public when you know what it represents? Because these young guys are smarter than we give them credit for. Because it's like, yo, this is wild. You know what this represents, but you still want to wear it? And you got a problem with it? How am I respecting you as an individual? Because that's what you want me to do. You want me to respect you as an individual to wear it, and you make the decision to wear it because it's your right.
But we all know, Keith, that especially in our community, man, and so in a lot of cases, man, provocation equals popularity.
That's true.
So I mean, it's become a world, man, where the old adage, any attention is good attention. It really rings true. Even especially negative attention. If you can come from a negative background, live a predominantly negative life, and still find even a modicum of mainstream success, then that's their American dream.
I get it.
Look at Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z was he was a corner boy. He's a fucking billionaire now.
Yes, he is.
So
that's true. But see, here's the thing. Anybody with common sense understand that that's the 1% that's able to do that shit.
But everybody sees a shot at being in that 1%.
I get it, and I agree with you. Look, we went an extra hour, even though I dropped the ball, and I thank you guys, man. And it was some good content for both streams. Good content.
Absolutely.
And Bill, Keith Barnes, Jacory, great answers, great content, man. And I say this all the time. This is a podcast about conversation. And if you really paid attention to what these gentlemen talk about, it'll go viral every fucking time. You see what I'm saying? It'll go viral. Just listen to it if you have patience with it. But I digress. Thank you for tuning in Strong Perspective Podcast. Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe so we can reach more people. Bill, I thank you. Jaquari, thank you. Keith Barnes, thank you.
Anytime.
I enjoyed tonight. And any last words, Jaquari?
Hey, look here. Thank you for your time and your input, gentlemen. And shout out once again, man, to Cockeyed Percy the Sniper. I'm still looking for you, motherfucker.
You missed it, Bill. It was good. Hey, Jaquari, you want to tell them about Cockeyed Percy?
Yeah, Cockeyed Percy the Sniper was my 3rd through 5th grade bully. And he was on.
Who he at now?
I don't know. Shit, I don't know. I don't want to say I hope he did, but you know, wherever he is, I hope he having a hard time.
Hey, Jaquari, tell him why you call him cockeyed though.
Well, he was cockeyed, but
tell him about why you call him a sniper. That's what I want you to do.
Oh, we call him the sniper because, you know, like I said, he was cockeyed, and you know, when he was talking to you, he would close that left eye and tilt his head. It looked like he looked like a sniper, but he was just trying to concentrate on what you were saying. That's all.
Hey, I thought that would be good for you to repeat that shit. Bill, any last words, my guy?
No, it was a pleasure as always, man. Real knowledgeable, insights, awesome. You know what I mean? I missed the fluky tonight with a fluky. I missed the fluky tonight.
He a little under the weather, man. So
yeah. Well, I told my Eagles are struggling, but we'll be back. We'll be back.
No doubt.
I went to the Cowboys game last week, Jaquari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you know it's crazy. Real quick, for I know we gotta go, but it's an open carry state. That shit was fucking my head up, huh?
Yeah.
Like, dang. And I ain't see no young motherfucker walk around no poo section rooms. And that motherfucker, that motherfucker walk around with open carry. Old heads, women. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's something to be said about an armed citizen, bro.
Cowboys, man, cowboys and cowgirls, man.
My nephew said they don't have no poo section there because everybody carry. You look for sisters, you walk over somebody the wrong motherfucker head, you can probably take 2 to the chest. But anyway, though, it's been a pleasure, and as always, man, anytime I come on, it's always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to the next time.
No doubt. Hey, listen, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. Thank you, Keith Barnes, man. We know you had to go. Thank you, Jaquari.
Shout out to Reunion, Keith, next week.
Oh yeah. Listen. Any Pitt former Pitt students coming through December 23rd.
Any current person over 21 too.
Say what now?
Any current Pitt students over 21?
Yeah. Any former Pitt students, we're gonna be in Philadelphia December 23rd. It's gonna be a day party at the 5th Street Bar in Philadelphia. It's a day party from 2 to 7. Come out, join us. You know what I mean?
5th Street Lounge.
5th Street Lounge, right? Yo, look, go ahead and Google that shit. Come out and join us, Pitt people, and we're gonna have some fun with it. All right?
Yep. Free drinks, everything. Have a good time.
Yes, sir. This is Strong Perspective Podcast, and Bill and Jaquari, hang on when we get on. We here every Friday at 7:30. Come and join us. And look, we got California native Kevin Johnson next week, 7:30. He's gonna give us a perspective on living in California, living in Michigan, and come through and join us out. This Strong Perspective Podcast. We out of here. Peace.